To start off by saying thank you everyone for joining us today. Really appreciate you taking 20 minutes out of your day to learn more about our partnership with Prevail and the future of court reporting. My name is George Edwards. I'm a customer success representative here at Expert Institute. And today I'm joined by Corey Rosen, who's an account executive over on the Prevail team. Just a quick agenda and purpose for today's call. Purpose really just to introduce you to our partnership with Prevail and who they are. Corey's going to be the star of the show today. She's going to take you through a demo of the platform and everything you'll be able to use on there. And we'll end with a quick questions and answers section to answer any questions that might come up. Feel free to use that chat function on your Zoom at the bottom and send in any questions either throughout the presentation or can wait till the end. But I'll dive right in here. So Prevail from the perspective of Expert Institute. So the reason for this partnership is Expert Institute is really looking for new solutions that we can bring to our network and bring to our client base. And this was one of them that really stood out for us. We've reviewed a lot of the remote deposition and virtual court reporting landscape and feel that Prevail is really offering a truly differentiated product, and it's at a competitive price as well, which we loved. You can see below some of these key points here that really got Expert Institute interested and sort of raised their eyebrows, I guess, to start this partnership. Corey will go into more depth on these in a presentation, but just quickly from a higher level to point out some of the key things we really liked. Started out with pricing. That no hidden costs was really big for us. The flat hourly attendance rate and per page transcript rate really was something we hadn't seen much of in the industry. So on a pricing perspective, definitely piqued interest there. Same with these fast turnaround times. Information and accurate information is certainly at a premium nowadays. So seeing we can do a free same-day rough draft and a free certified transcript in 5 days was another key differentiator when going into this partnership. And then lastly, just to jump through it, is the deposition features. There's a lot of new and really interesting tools that we'll cover today. A lot of them use AI and leverage AI to enhance the efficiency of depositions, not only post your deposition, but pre and during your deposition as well. Those of you that have been using Expert Institute a bit more frequently would know how much we're interested in AI and using that and sort of integrating it to what we do here. So for those reasons, this partnership with Prevail just really seemed like something we wanted to do and get more involved with. But yeah, at this point, I'll start talking and pass things over to the expert, Corey, to take you through a quick demo here.
Thank you, George. I appreciate it. And thank you everyone so much for taking the time to join this webinar today. I'm excited to take you through a demo of the platform. My name is Corey Rosen. I'm an account executive with Prevail, and I support our partnership with Expert Institute in bringing these services and this amazing technology to all of their clients. I'm going to walk you through a brief demo. I'm going to touch on just the quick hitters and the most important parts of the platform. We'll, of course, follow up afterwards if you're interested in a longer demo or longer discussion about all the services and applications that our platform can be used for. But I'm going to jump into things here and share my screen. So a brief overview of Prevail. George did an excellent job. But the main kind of quick hitter that I want to touch on is Prevail is a testimony management platform. It's where you can take your depositions, arbitrations, hearings, any legal proceeding that you would like transcription for. And we support, thousands of these legal proceedings a week in all different jurisdictions across the country. So excited to potentially be able to support many of you on the call today. But to get into the demo here, what you're seeing is the Prevail platform. So this is the dashboard. This is where once you go to prevail.ai in your browser, you log into your account, you'll be taken to this page here. Any session that you have scheduled with us will appear on your dashboard. You can see I've set aside this time today for this demo. If you had a deposition scheduled with us for this time, for example, you would see it here. And then once you're ready to join that session, you can do so by clicking join. This is a standard waiting room. This is where your witness would reside before the Prevail court reporter admits them into the session. So I'm going to join now. And you'll see this is the main video conferencing platform. So I'm going to start this session by using these host controls down here. And I'm going to put myself on the record for the first time by starting the session. These host controls are only visible to the Prevail court reporter or session manager that's on the call. So they can put everyone on the record, take everyone off the record. They manage the session. For any legal proceeding that you have with us that requires a court reporter, we provide that personnel, and we'll provide, the court reporter, a notary, a stenographer, whatever's needed for the jurisdiction that you're in. First thing to notice is with the platform, you should be very familiar with a lot of the tools that you see right away. So mute, unmute, camera on and off, raise your hand, share your screen. That's done intentionally so that it's not difficult to pick up, the tools for the first time. This should all look very familiar to you like a Zoom or a Teams would. But if I head over to the right here, you're going to notice some more unique features to Prevail. One of those being the AI transcript here. So if I pop open this transcript, you're going to notice my testimony has started to populate. This is going to be that real-time transcript. You'll notice you're only going to see my name here as I'm the only person in this session. If there were multiple participants, everyone's speaker tag would show. But in the real time, you have 3 testimony management tools that you can use. Flagging testimony, creating instant video clips, and listening back to the precise audio. These tools are also available to you when the session concludes or when you take a break in the session if you want to just focus on your line of questioning during the session itself. But I'll show you what these look like in the real time. So I can create different flags. I can also create different annotations. So maybe this is key impeachment testimony. I'll save that. You'll see that's documented there. And now if I want to create a video clip, maybe I see my witness do something or say something incriminating. I want to capture that video clip right away. I can just hit this button. I'm going to title this new clip and create. You'll see that clip is being created. And now the next time we take a break in the session or the session concludes, I can download that right from the interface as an MP4, start editing it, send it off to a colleague. So it's instant access to the video and audio record. And then this last feature here is this listen back feature. So maybe my witness says something that I wasn't 100% sure I heard correctly. I can just click this button here. Tags. It's going to take me to that private window where I can listen back to that precise audio that was just spoken by that person. So it's nice. Maybe I don't have to ask the entire room for a readback and avoid tipping off opposing counsel that I'm interested in a specific piece of testimony. Or on the flip side, if I do want to ask the entire room for a readback, the court reporter can actually play back that precise audio for everyone rather than, looking through their notes trying to figure out what exactly that person said. I'm going to hop over to our briefcase tab right here next. This is our exhibit management tool. This is where you can either upload exhibits in real time, or you can, of course, prepare your exhibits ahead of time and upload them to your Prevail briefcase. And then once you're ready to bring an exhibit into a specific session, I can do so by browsing my briefcase. I can go to My Documents here. This is my briefcase. As you can see, I've got a few files that I like to share during these specific sessions. I can also create different folders for different cases. But I'm going to select a couple files to add to my session documents. You'll see they're now in my session documents, which is only visible to myself. And so no one else knows these exhibits are living here. I can have 10 exhibits that I may or may not present. And then once I'm actually ready to present an exhibit with the group, I can go ahead and do so. I'm going to preview this file first to make sure it's the correct exhibit that I'm looking for. And with this exhibit in preview mode, I can come in here and make any annotations that I want. So maybe I want to highlight Prevail's security ISO certifications, SOC 2 certifications. And then once I'm ready to present a file, I can come in here and tell my court reporter to exhibit stamp it. So they can create a custom stamp, label this exhibit number 1, create that stamp, drag it off to the side. Now this is ready to be presented. You can see now that that file has been presented, it drops down to the shared session files, which is visible to everyone. And then what's great about our exhibit feature is if I go back over to my transcript here, the exhibits actually hyperlink into the transcript. So you can see exhibit number 1 was presented at 11:11 a.m. And I can click on that hyperlink and it's going to take me to that annotated document that we just worked with. We also have speech recognition. So let's say we're 3 hours into a deposition and I say, can everyone please refer back to exhibit number 1? It's going to, once again, hyperlink into that transcript there. So it's really easy to reference back to things that were discussed early on in your sessions. That's pretty much everything that I wanted to show today for the live session. I'm going to exit out of the live portion, end this meeting, and leave this session. And then I'm going to head over to our session review page. So I'm going to go to sessions here and filter by myself. You can see this demo that was scheduled for 12 minutes ago is already ready for us to review. If I click that review button, I'm going to be taken to the specific session that I just left. You'll notice the video is still processing. It takes a few minutes for the video to stitch together, but if I reload this page at about 5 minutes, it'll all be there. But the real-time or rough transcript and all of the work product that we created during the live session is ready for us to review. So with this rough transcript, I can do a few things with it. I can search through it by different keywords. So if I search the word exhibit, for example, I can toggle through the different hits of that keyword. I can filter by my different flags. And then right here is where I can download that rough transcript in page and time or line numbers. This rough transcript is going to be up to 94% accurate. And it's given to you, as you saw just now, instantaneously the second that your deposition concludes. So it's a highly accurate rough version instantaneously for you. So extremely beneficial to have. And then of course, if you order a certified transcript, that's, verbatim, goes through our certification process. And that is provided in 5 business days or less. So a much faster turnaround time than traditional court reporting firms. So we're able to do that leveraging our AI technology. With the transcript as well, I know I mentioned this during the live session, but you do have access to those testimony management tools that you had access to. So if I wanted to create, a new flag, I can go ahead and do so. If I wanted to create a new video clip, I can do that as well. I'm actually going to go to a previous session where the video has loaded to show you that. And you can see as well, this is a session with multiple participants. So everyone's speaker tag is showing here, as you can see. But if I wanted to create a new video clip, I can just hit this clip button. And in session review, there's some more finite editing tools as well. So I can pull out these sidebars and it's going to collect that synchronized testimony along with it. Really easy editing tools for those video clips. I can just save this video. All my clips are going to show right below that main video tile here, and I can pop any of these out. Jordan, is it true that you graduated? And I can download them right from the interface as an MP4. I can play them back at different speeds. And I do want to point out in the very near future, we will have picture-in-picture available, which is where you can see a side-by-side view of the witness and the exhibit that they're looking at, so you can see their reaction to those exhibits. I'm going to pop back over to our session. The session briefcase here, right below those clips, is where all of your exhibits that you either did present or did not present in that session will reside. And you can download those annotated exhibits right from the desktop, or right from the interface as well to your desktop. And then one other thing I want to show you on the platform is this transcripts button here. This is where you can search across all of your transcripts in the platform, not just across a single one. So I can search the word prevail here, for example, and it's going to take me to every hit of that word that's been spoken in any call that I've been a part of. And I can actually click on any of these sections that I'm interested in, and it'll take me to that exact moment in time that I said those words during the session that I'm referencing. So it's really great. Everything is in one place for you for all of your depositions or sessions with us, your exhibits, your transcripts, your video clips, and it's really easy to search across all of it. And then I'm going to stop sharing this screen and share one other screen to cover one more thing before I hop over to questions. So one other important feature that we are providing our clients is deposition summaries or transcript summaries. It can be for any transcript. This specific one that you're looking at, this is an example of a deposition summary. This was a 350-page deposition transcript that was our AI technology, our generative AI was able to summarize down to 18 pages. The specific summary that you're looking at here is a page line summary. So this is, page line on the left, a summary section in the middle, and then a subject on the right. We're also offering narrative summaries. So essentially you can think of like summaries of summaries, or if you had, 10 transcripts in a case, or maybe 10 transcripts from one expert witness, for example, that you wanted summarized, we could do that as well. We can also do topic-based summaries. So if you provided us, let's say, 10 topics that you wanted the AI to create a summary on, we could do that. We also, in the near future, are doing chronology-based summaries as well, where it'll take the first event that's mentioned and create a summary in chronological order to the last event. So this is a huge time and money saver. This specific summary would probably be 6 to 8 hours of paralegal or attorney time. And this is done, pretty much instantaneously. I do want to point out as well that for our Expert Institute partnership with our, the clients of Expert Institute, normally we are charging $1 per page of transcript for these. However, because you all work with Expert Institute, these are going to be a free service for our Expert Institute partners. So really exciting here. I also want to point out that these summaries, right now you're seeing a PDF version, but soon these will be actually on platform. And you can almost use this as a self-service where you can just upload your transcripts and push, create a summary, and it'll create a summary for you instantaneously. So really exciting. Definitely a huge money and time saver. And that is pretty much everything that I wanted to cover in the demo portion. We can probably switch to Q&A now. Let me pull up the Q&A section. What if local rules prohibit recording? Great question. If local rules prohibit recording, we can turn it off. So no worries. That's definitely something that comes up a lot. So we absolutely can turn off the recording or the video portion if required. In what format are depo clips exported? MP4s, so standard, video files. We can also create trial director on cue ready exports for you. So if you use one of those platforms and you want a video that has the transcript or the testimony synced right below it, we can create those for you as well. How is reading and signing by the witness handled? The same way it normally is. At the end of each deposition, the court reporter will ask, would both parties like a certified transcript? Would you like to read and sign? So it's same process as normal for that. So nothing different for this workflow is what you're probably used to. Let's see. And what exactly is the role of the reporter? Great question. So essentially, it's going to depend based on the jurisdiction that you're in. For 90% of states in the United States, digital reporter is sufficient rather than a stenographer. And so in that case, they're doing every single thing that a normal, court reporter would do, except for trying to type 200 words per minute. So they're, swearing in the witness, they're keeping the record clean and clear. They're making sure names of spellings and entities are correct. So everything that you're used to, a court reporter doing, they're doing the read on, they're doing everything that they would normally do, except for trying to type 200 words per minute. Now, in some jurisdictions, a stenographer is still required to create the record. And in that case, we can provide a stenographer as well to be there. Court reporting requires certain certifications. Does this service meet those requirements or those qualifications? Absolutely. All of our court reporters that we provide are certified in the jurisdiction that they are required to be. So it meets 100% the qualifications. Like I said, we support thousands of depositions across the country every week. So we're used to, there's some more unique jurisdictions than others that require specific rules. So very familiar with, all those different procedures. Are you allowed into courtrooms? So we're actually working, I guess, Leslie, the question is, are you allowed into courtrooms? We are, if the question is the technology allowed into courtrooms? We're working with a lot of court systems right now to implement Prevail in the courtroom. In fact, we're working with a lot of court systems to replace their current, reporting or recording systems with the use of Prevail because the technology is just so much more advanced and there's such a huge advantage to the speed at which we're able to, provide transcripts and all of these features. So yes, the answer would be yes. See if I missed any. What is the accuracy rate of the depo summaries? I've used other AI tools that still make mistakes. Great question. So the difference with our depo summaries and the real advantage, there's a couple. One, because it's only pulling, so we have a small language model built on top of the large language models that are out there. And the reason this is important is one, we are not using any of your data to train these large language models, which pretty much most all other, speech to text services are. With ours as well, we're only pulling from the content that is provided, right? So it's only pulling from the transcripts that you've given it. And so you're only getting a summary based on the information that is, accurate in the transcript. Our rough transcripts are up to 94% accurate. We can also create summaries off of the certified transcripts, which are verbatim. The other thing with our summaries is it's going to give you a description or a reference back to where it pulled the information from. So when it's on the platform, it's going to say, it's going to have a link back to the specific piece in the transcript that it's summarizing. So you can essentially eliminate the risk of hallucinations because you can go back and instantaneously confirm that what it's summarizing is accurate from that transcript. Let's see. Can you please discuss the relative cost? So what I'll say on cost for right now, just in the interest of time, is we are generally a pretty large cost saver in terms of every single thing that I showed you, the real-time transcript, the instant rough transcript, the video clips, the testimony synced to the video. Those are all included in our hourly flat platform fee. Normally, each of those things would be a line item. For other court reporting firms, you'd have to pay an extra cost for all of those things. That's all looped into our hourly fee, which is $130 per hour. We also have a per page fee if you order a certified transcript. But like George said in the beginning, our pricing is very transparent. So there's really only going to be, unless of course it's an in-person deposition, you need a videographer, let's say, things like that. But it's going to be pretty much those two line items, only one line item if you don't even need a certified transcript. So definitely very transparent pricing compared to, typical court reporting firms. If you are holding an online deposition, does this work as a standalone platform for all needs, or do you need to sort of piggyback on Zoom and or other platforms? Great question. No, you do not need to piggyback on Zoom or other platforms. You can use this for everything. It's the same as Zoom. You'll be sent a Prevail link that everyone can join. The one thing I do want to point out, though, is we can also work on Zoom. So let's say opposing counsel noticed a deposition on Zoom, and you have the Zoom link. Our Prevail court reporter or videographer or whoever, session manager, can join that Zoom link and funnel everything into the Prevail platform. So you have access to the real-time transcript, the instant rough transcript, the video, all of that without having to pay their court reporter's fee to get it. So that's another thing that we can do. So we can work with those other platforms, but if you're just noticing a deposition yourself, all you need is Prevail. Let's see if I missed any. Are there any jurisdictions that do not allow Prevail? No, not unless I haven't experienced one yet. There hasn't been a jurisdiction where Prevail has not been allowed. Like I said, some jurisdictions do require stenographers still, and in that case, we provide the appropriate personnel there. How is reading and signing by the witness handled? Oh, I think I covered that one. Yeah, so that's handled like it normally would. Let's see if I'm missing any other ones. So the role covered that. Sections, accuracy, relative cost. Just to clarify, for Expert Institute, okay, so just to clarify, for Expert Institute partners, the cost of Prevail reporting, all of that, as you just said, is no cost. So, and then can you repeat the hourly cost again? Yep. So the hourly cost per deposition is 130 per hour. And we can provide pricing after this as well. But 130 per hour is going to include everything that I showed. So the court reporters, attendance, the real time, the rough, the summaries, which, well, the summaries normally is an additional cost, but it's free for Expert Institute partners. The videos, everything that I showed during the platform is covered in that hourly cost. And then there's a per page cost for a certified transcript would be the other charge. Again, there's a couple other little line items if you have like an in-person deposition, for example, and need like a videographer. So there's a couple other things like that, but for a standard, just remote deposition, those are the only costs. I hope I answered that question or clarified that for you. I think I have covered all of them. I believe I've covered all of them. If we've missed any, we can of course follow up over email. Oh, I see. I botched the question. So the per page fee is waived for Expert Institute partners. No, so the per page fee is still a part of the cost if you order a certified transcript. There's no cost for the instant rough transcript. So everything that I showed is included in that hourly fee unless you order a certified transcript, and then there's a per page cost. Thank you for clarifying that.
But yeah, thank you, Corey. I think that's a new record of questions we've brought in. Very happy to see all of those rolling in. Like we said, if we've happened to miss your question, we'll certainly be following up with you. If not today, certainly tomorrow. And everyone just be aware and on the lookout. We'll be shooting over an email after this just to thank you for your time and passing over our contact information should you be ready to move forward with any depositions. But thank you everyone again for joining. Really appreciate you taking the time today and hope you have a great rest of the week ahead.
Yeah, thank you everyone. Have a great rest of your week.